Hi, my name's Anita McGahan. I'm a professor here at the University of Toronto and also a co-author of Keyvan Vakili of the London Business School. Keyvan and I have written an article that is coming out in AMJ called Healthcare's Grand Challenge, Stimulating Basic Science on Diseases that Primarily Afflict the Poor. Diseases like tuberculosis, malaria, and even HIV. I wanted to offer you just a little bit of background on the research program that Keyvan and I have engaged in, and that I also was pursuing with co-authors Margaret Kyle and Mercedes Delgado even before Keyvan and I embarked on this particular project here. What Keyvan and I are interested in is the development of the institutions of science that could lead to prevention, medicines, vaccines, effective treatments and protocols on diseases that primarily afflict the poor here. These include, as I mentioned, tuberculosis, malaria, HIV, but also encephalitis, hepatitis, leishmaniasis, even leprosy, diseases that fall into a category sometimes identified as tropical diseases or neglected diseases. And what we're doing now is we're looking at how scientific knowledge has accumulated here. And what makes this interesting at a theoretical level as well as an empirical level, this is such an important empirical question, but it's also an important theoretical question because infectious diseases in this category here are susceptible to prevention. If we can prevent the transmission from person to person or from animal to person of any of these diseases, we can improve the performance of the healthcare system in humanitarian terms as well as in economic terms. In other words, unlike cancer and cardiovascular disease, which are non-communicable and are primarily prevalent, well, they're prevalent around the world, but they're the primary cause of disease in high-income countries. These neglected diseases are infectious. If we can figure out how to create an incentive to prevent disease, that would be an enormous breakthrough here. That means vaccines, early detection, and so on. So we're studying over time what it's going to take to create incentives for investment in expensive scientific achievements when there may not be a return on investment through traditional commercial markets on that investment, because the goal of the science is to prevent something from happening. Very difficult to get paid for a non-event. There's no clear market for that yet. So our next chapter, after we finish exploring the issues that are outlined in our paper, is to try to understand better what it's going to take to build basic institutions of basic science to combat these diseases, and then commercialize or propagate the protocols effectively around the world. Thank you so much for being interested in our work.